Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we haven't really dived into the fairway wood yet for 2022, the new launches. We're going to take a little look at those today.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of the drivers so far, and you know, for us, 3-woods is the next step in the bag for a lot of players. It's not one that people replace necessarily every year, but it's one that it plays a really important role for a lot of golfers.
It definitely does. You know, different people have different purposes for it. For some people, it's a tee club. For some people, it is not. It's a second shot club. For some, it has to have versatility to do both. We always like it, you know, to look at it that way in here. You know, it has to have that balanced sort of performance to it. Good off the tee, good off the turf. That's how we kind of look at it. So managing those launch and spin rates based on that.
This is the lowest lofted club in your bag after a driver. And for most players, you know, the 3-wood doesn't actually always mean 15 degrees.
Yeah, it shouldn't always mean 15 degrees. We say that all the time. You know, a lot of people are doing themselves a disservice by going with a 15 because they don't really have the speed to elevate it. So in order to get those launch and spin characteristics right, we've talked about it on the channel many times, 4-wood and even 5-wood can often be more beneficial to the player in order to kind of get the right launch conditions. And actually, there's no dip in ball speed at all. They're creating the right amount of ball speed.
And a lot of times, too, people think that it's a speed-related thing. I know, Mike, yourself, you play a slightly higher lofted 3-wood. But another great example, and someone who's talked kind of to great length, is Adam Scott. Adam Scott is a golfer that does not suffer from being slow, but he likes the ball flight, knowing that the courses they're playing is longer, and he has, I believe, a 16.5 and then a 21-degree fairway wood.
And then the other end of the scale, you've got Bryson, who I saw this week was rocking a, what is it, 10-degree fairway wood? 10
degrees, and I think it might,
maybe 9?
Yeah.
I think it said 10 on the head, it said 9 on the sticker. He has a little sticker showing the loft. So it shows you, you know, in the game, 2 players that are fast, one is extremely fast. There is a range, and it's all about what's important for you, Michael.
Exactly.
So tell us about your game, or you're holding what you currently play.
Yeah, so it took a while to find this combo for last year, but TSi2 16.5, bumped down a little, played in C1, so playing at 15 and 3/4.
Yep.
Again, the 16.5 sat a little upright for me, so to be able to open it and kind of give it a shape that I like, that's why I went a little higher. And then I'm a Ventus Red 7S, standard length.
Okay, so that's a really good point. I think with the modern fairway wood, the adjustable adapter is prominent in almost everyone now. There's a few Callaway, Mizuno, which we have to test here, are bonded, Cobra, Ping, Titleist, TaylorMade, all adjustable. So yeah, you're taking advantage of that. You're getting it to sit right and lie right, you know, for how you like it, based on going up a little bit in loft. I think that's a really important one to mention, and it's just, again, it always comes back to you just have to go get fitted and see what's right for you.
That's tinkering and playing around with different settings.
Okay, let's get you to hit a couple of baseliners, Mikey. Okay. What's your typical flight with a fairway wood?
Honestly, with the 3-wood, 5-wood, it's pretty straight. Yeah. Maybe a tiny draw.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit of a cut right now. Just some swing changes.
I think what we're likely to see on the numbers versus on the golf course is a center strike will cut a little bit, a toe strike will be straight.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're likely to see. All right, let's see a few. Really good strike. Love the flight. Just cutting a little bit. And now if you fly fairway wood 220, 225, you're pretty pleased with that?
Yeah, for 3-wood, yeah.
So, out to in a little bit toy, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, pretty good. A little excessive dynamic loft. Guys, if you are the type of player who spins it a little bit, you want to have a look at dynamic loft, you want to have a look at face angle. Okay, so you've kind of got the vertical tilt, and you've also got the lateral kind of face alignment, whether it's open or whether it's closed. That will play into the dynamic loft, okay? Let's see a couple more, Mikey. Better start line, yeah, a bit more behind that.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky little performer, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a little rascal. So there's a good example. You kind of got your path a little bit more neutral. You managed to get a more neutral face to path alignment, and you got your dynamic loft down. That's a perfect example of literally what we've just spoke about. A little bit more speed, excellent. Better delivery, angle of attack. We don't want it to be too much up.
Yeah.
You know, we will typically lose a little bit of our strike quality if we get too much up when the ball is on the ground. So that was, I mean, at 99 miles an hour, if we round slightly up, I mean, you're getting all of the bang for your buck out of that.
Yeah, no, it felt like a good strike.
11 launch, 3,500. I can see why that is your gamer 228. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to hit any more of that because there's, I mean, that is the benchmark.
Yeah.
If we get any to perform like that, we're going to be absolutely flying here. Okay, let's go into the, I want to see the Rogue ST.
That one sounded solid, Mike.
So that's the perfect one there. So not a great swing, bit toey, held its line really nicely. Really nicely.
That was really good.
So we are in the Rogue ST, the LS, slightly lower spin model, Mikey. That one's went out like a rocket.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll take that. Big cutty.
Still had some juice.
Yeah, not too bad. Well struck, just kind of again got that, just lost that face to path relationship a little bit, got it a little too open with the face. We were hindered a little bit by the bonded hosel.
Yeah.
We don't have as many fitting capabilities, so it was a little bit probably stiffer than you would like it to be. I think that played a little bit on the strike location. It was, you know, it showed fairly centered there, but that's the blend of a few heel strikes and a few toe strikes. So it was just a little bit of a spread. I think that kind of reflected in the spin kicking up, but it was all in all pretty good. I mean, it's kind of kept up with your gamer for the most part. Ball speed almost identical. Standard deviation on ball speed and launch was excellent. Just kicked up and spin. That's that variance in the strike. But that miss to the right, we can see more of that miss to the right. So, okay, we're heading into the stealth. Let's have a look at this. Nice,
That
Mikey.
was really good.
Flusher.
Gonna end up on the line or what?
That's better. That spin is so much lower, eh? Time for a new 3-wood.
Michael, that was awfully impressive. Let's see a few more just like that. Those, I mean, we said we thought we saw your perfect numbers with your one.
Yeah.
We were slightly outdone there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see a few more.
That's gonna go for miles.
Well, that's a new 3-wood for the year.
And look at that thing. 240 on the fly.
Yep. Hello, TaylorMade. Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Look at that.
Aye, perfect.
I mean, we are on the record as saying how good Sim was, how good Sim 2 was.
Yeah.
Stealth has continued in that vein. You know, I said off camera there, now I may as well just say it on camera. I don't know if it's a fair fight.
Yeah.
I really don't. Looking at those numbers there, when you pull that much weight down low, that 80-gram plate, which allows you to get that launch and spin, you know, balanced to the point for someone like you, Mikey, who, you know, sometimes you get it coming out a bit low in launch and a bit high in spin. Sometimes that strike strays a little bit low. You know, Ryan said that you hit a couple thin and it just, the spin didn't go up, right? So you still get a bullet even on a miss, and then you flush two just like that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like that kind of silver line on the top. It's a little bit more of an alignment aid. I'm not just saying that because I'm hitting it well.
I know.
I love my TSi2. I said to you earlier, I'm really not thinking of changing my 3-wood 5-wood this year, but I think 3-wood's going to be replaced.
The low spin really is the thing that jumps out here, because like
but with the high you'd launch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's the balance of it.
I built my 3-wood to be a higher launching fairway wood. I've always struggled with a fairway wood.
Yeah.
Always tried to stay away as much as I could from the 13.5s and the 14s and the 15s. But I mean, if I could do that every day.
Well, that's why you're in TSi2, and you know, and a lot of players are in TSi2. That's the popularity of TSi2, isn't it? Because it has the slightly shallower, slightly, you know, sort of flatter kind of head. Get that CG again, deep and low. It's where we want it in a fairway wood.
I think people, when they, like, if we're using the Titleist as the example, like TSi3 and TSi2, a lot of people immediately assume that all the better players would just go to 3 because it's like the driver, it's gonna be lower spin, it's gonna be a little more workable. But what we're actually seeing, and what I think we saw in a lot of fittings, was TSi2 is immensely popular because of its fitting options. It's shallow, and it's still like relatively like low spin.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're just dealing with when it comes to
Definitely.
the Stealth Titanium, a club that's on like a different level when it comes to moving its center of gravity around.
Well, and it, you know, the titanium part is obviously great. You know, that's what's allowing us to have that plate on the bottom. It's not, you know, I don't want people to think that, you know, titanium's a hotter fairway wood than a steel fairway wood, because it's not. Your quickest ball speed still is with the TSi2.
Yeah.
Your 143.5. But it's the lighter material that allows you to then put the weight down low to get the balance and launch and spin, like we said. So, and then we'll go into the Cobra. All right, Bryson, let's see you with the Cobra. They always make a good. They always make a good metal wood. They always do. They've got a good formula for that.
They've done a good option with like the number of options that they have. Right. They've got the big one. They've got the tour one. So right now we're just working with the standard LTDx.
Excellent, Mikey. Now, notice it doesn't quite have the same on it, right? So that had a bit more spin to it, kind of didn't quite have the same jump. Quite good, but kind of back into that window we saw with all the other ones. And that very nice fairway though. I mean, look how remarkably tight all those ball speeds are. We talk about how, you know, difficult it is to create a competitive advantage right now. I mean, we sound like we're TaylorMade fanboying it right now, but you know, they're all the same, like 12, 12.4, 36, 12.7, 37, 13.1, 3600, 13.4, the highest launch with the lower spin. It's why it's carrying, you know, 10, 13 yards, 16 yards more than the others. Okay, a few more with this one, Mikey.
A little thin. A little thin. High in the face.
Yep.
It'll work.
Yeah, I mean, it'll kind of show up quite nicely. The ball speed will be down probably in the mid 130s. Launch will probably be, you know, up around 13.5, mid 2s. Yeah, so just a little bit of a drop kicky one.
Yeah.
Right. The best sounding one, Mikey.
Yeah, that was a good
Sound
strike.
like- yeah, much more in the meat of the head. Very, very good. Kind of standard, normal 3-wood numbers for you. 11, 11.7. I mean, here's the difficulty for you guys, because you could actually go into a fit and somebody likes those numbers more than they like the TaylorMade numbers.
Totally, yeah.
There'll be people who like that because the ball is on the ground. You know, we will be inclined to be a little bit steeper on it, less shallow. So having a little bit more spin allows for you when you get shallower on the tee to bring the spin down 400 or 500. So 37 and 3200, if that's your balance, is actually quite good. Ball speed was really high there. So yeah, some fitters might tell you they like that better.
We've seen some like faster players talk about having to loft up on their fairway woods because, you know, some of them get so long, especially off the tee, when they're hitting it with their quote unquote driver swing. They're catching it a little bit on the upswing. They've got it on a bit of a tee that, you know, if you hit even a 15-degree 3-wood that comes off with 2200 spin, like it's not that far off from your driver. And in a lot of cases, people don't need that.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. It's still trying to fit a job at this point. You know, you've got your shortest club, your longest club, and we're trying to fill gaps in between. Yeah, maybe we are looking at that TaylorMade thinking, okay, well, how do we keep up with that from here?
Yeah.
Does that cause us a problem that we have to press the rest of the clubs up? Or is it fit for purpose at your golf club, Mikey, where you go, yeah, I actually really need a little, you know, rocket fairway wood that goes quite far for me. All right, Mikey, last but not least, we have the Mizuno ST-X.
Yep.
We know the ST-X line for the more of a draw biased, little bit kind of, you know, higher launching product. Could actually be quite good for you in a fairway wood.
Yeah.
This is a titanium head versus last year's adjustable steel head. So it'll be interesting to see how Mikey hits this. All right, let's see a couple.
Felt good. Point.
Michael, that's the overachiever. The high draw, 225 on the fly, but it's going to do it with lower ball speed.
The one thing that is kind of interesting to see in this fairway is like, it is very much designed for a player to hit a draw. And we haven't really seen one miss out to the right.
No.
It's center line or left. Yeah. So if it's a player that struggles with a right bias 3-wood and struggles kind of hitting that shot, this is one where it stands out immediately of saying, you know, it's doing its job like it's supposed to. Strike there.
Coming back nicely. A little low in the head. Pretty decent. So yeah, there's that ball speed staying up the wave sole.
Yeah.
Working for you, Michael. Okay. I tell you what, for somebody who doesn't like a fairway wood, good effort there. That was very, very good. Let's kind of run through some numbers. You were very efficient with them.
Yeah.
People talk all the time to us about how inconsistent they are. I mean, look at the consistency of kind of Mikey's speed there, like the dynamic lie angle, very interesting. You know, the path, same thing to a couple of decimals there. Angle of attack, same. So really, you know, this was such a good test to be able to kind of get a lot of predictability from the delivery and allow the clubs to do their thing, show up, you know, whatever it was, you know, about it that was going to, you know, do well for Mikey. You know, those dots in the faces are quite interesting. So, you know, the Stealth clearly benefiting from that toe strike.
Yeah.
Well, you could have said that at the very start. The centre strike for you bleeds right, the toe strike goes straight or even a little bit left.
Yeah.
Perfect. Happy days. You know, we love that. Dynamic loft is tied lowest with the Cobra, where we retained a lot of ball speed from. But I think it comes down, RB, to the launch conditions.
Yeah, like the biggest thing for yourself, right, is trying to find a fairway that kind of fits what you need, right? And again, for us right now, we're looking at, you know, really prioritizing distance in this case, and you're seeing that with the Stealth Titanium. For other players, it might be if you're a low spin player or you need something that stays in the air a little bit longer, something where, you know, looking at the Cobra, for example, or, I mean, your Titleist is still a great fairway wood. Like that's the thing that's hard to discount is when you're looking at what you're using versus what you could be upgrading to. I get asked all the time, I'm sure you get asked all the time, is it worth to upgrade to X?
Yeah.
Right? And the question is really kind of back at the golfer is what are you trying to upgrade?
Yeah.
Are you trying to upgrade an approach shot? Are you trying to upgrade distance off the tee? It really comes down to asking yourself as the player, like, what question are you trying to answer with a new golf club or a new fairway wood? And in this case, for us, it's distance. And I think for every golfer, it's gonna vary.
So I'm just kind of isolating your club and the Stealth here. You know, we're taking the other ones out and, you know, coming back to what we see here, launch condition wise, you know, really the big thing is the spin. You know, we were talking about dynamic lie. In fact, the dynamic lie is a slightly more upright with the TSi2. Mm-hmm. So the Stealth was on neutral setting and it does sit quite flat at neutral. So you've got the ability to turn that up 4 more degrees should you want to on that upright setting. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it here, it really does come down to the fact the toe strike was or the strike point was what was kind of holding it together.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, guys, fairway wood one, like we said, it's a difficult one. It's a challenging club to get right. You can see some of the complexity when we're breaking it down here, all the things that we're looking at with the ball flight, the 3D delivery, trying to kind of match up an angle of attack with a path, with a strike point, with the center of gravity, getting the right shaft. I mean, there's all these things going on. It's like the matrix in our mind when we're starting to kind of put these together. But, you know, you can see what Mikey's going to benefit from. It is trying to get that, retain the high launch, but get the spin down a little bit and keep that speed up. So the TaylorMade was certainly looking really, really good here. But we'll continue to do more testing. And I think once we wrap up your What's in the Bag for the year and we do one with yourself, RB, and myself, we'll see if it made the cut, see Definitely. If it got the TSi2 out the bag.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting to change, you know, fairway woods this year, but you know, again, I haven't done much testing this season with any of the new product, just seems busy, but that is promising for sure.
It's good. It's really good stuff. Okay, guys. You know, we didn't really want to do individual fairway wood reviews. We thought it might be better to do it collectively and show you guys what we think is going to be the performers for the season. Give you an idea. I'm sure you know some of these fairway woods are in your own minds. Going out to do some testing yourselves. So definitely give them a test. They're all performing very, very well, but it just depends what it is that you need. That's the most important thing. Okay. So stay tuned for more. We will see you again soon.